Hello again. My name is Michael Rizzo. I'm 23 and reside in the Chicago suburbs. So, who is Mike Rizzo? According to the many worlds theory, I am the subtotal of all possible me's. Every time I make a decision, the wave function collapses, making possible realities reality. In this interpretation of quantum mechanics, subatomic events have the power to branch out, creating alternate histories. In most universes, there were no minds that come up with the idea for this show. Some where I've never heard of the casting call, and maybe even one where I'm grinning ear to ear, having just become the king of the nerds. I believe I qualify for this show because of my passions for both pop culture fiction and lesser known works of academic nonfiction, the artistic musings of make-believe, and the hard truths of the real world. I seek answers to the big questions regarding the origin and nature of the universe, life, and mind. To me, the fact that we are the universe reflecting upon itself is cause for celebration. I'd like to share with you the three main indicators of my nerdiness: my love for physics and metaphysics, reading and writing, and comic book culture. My favorite hobby, reading, has always been the biggest indicator of my nerdiness. In 5th grade, I was tested to have the reading level of a senior in high school. It was based on the ability to understand context and vocabulary and retain information. Whenever I'm not sleeping, eating, or working, I'm probably feasting on a good book, magazine article, or comic. For magazines, it's mostly Astronomy and Scientific American. For comics, it's mostly DC because, come on, they have Batman, Watchmen, and V for Vendetta. The last thing I read was the latest Captain Atom that just came out today. And in my opinion, out of all other forms of entertainment, reading requires the most imagination. Because you can be sitting in a comfortable chair while your mind is basically somewhere else, creating new worlds. You show me a reader, and I'll show you an intellectual. This is one of my most prized possessions. It's my favorite book, Parallel Worlds, signed by theoretical physicist and science celebrity Michio Kaku. I got it signed at a lecture of his on his latest book, Physics of the Future, where he discussed the breakthroughs technological that will revolutionize our lives this century. I try to attend these things as much as possible at mostly colleges and Fermilab, the nation's largest, or our friendly neighborhood atom smasher, which is only about 30 minutes from me. I'm already getting psyched for the lecture in October with another one of my favorite authors, Paul Davies, on extraterrestrial life or life on other planets and anything. Both these authors and physicists are among my favorite because they bring big ideas down to size, make science accessible. I have this handy dandy little tool from astronomy class I took a couple years ago called the Starfinder. I can use it to locate the brightest planets and stars in the Western Hemisphere. To use it, you just find the date and time, face the general direction of the object you're trying to find, and use a 90-degree angle from the North Star, Polaris, to find the angular height. A neat trick I heard from my teacher was if you hold out your hand on the horizon and go on increments of 10 degrees, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you'll reach the North Star, and you can use it basically to find any area. I could be at a party and say, oh look, there's Venus, or that star is this many times brighter than the sun and this many light years away. It's a great pickup line. Math is my white whale. So far I've gotten up to advanced algebra and about to take pre-calculus this summer, which was invented by Newton, so I forgive myself for being behind. But basically, I'm good at conceptualizing the ideas behind science, but currently fall short when it comes to understanding the math behind the processes. I feel that once I sharpen my math skills to above average, the window to potential dream jobs will definitely open up. I love to write papers, lyrics, and thoughts. In my last audition tape, I analyzed a few of Batman's villains in terms of the philosophical ideas they're loosely based upon. In Two-Face's case, there's the order and chaos from general relativity and quantum physics, and the yin and the yang of Eastern mysticism, and the separation of mind and body by Descartes. Another thing I did in the last tape was share some of my lyrics. There isn't enough nerdcore music, and this one's called Rise the Machines. Digital humanity, virtual reality, using nanotechnology to evolve rapidly and communicating telepathically. Will you embrace cyberspace as the human race evolves eventually to its rightful place? Will you gaze up at the holographic sky through cybernetic synthetic eyes, or form biological resistance tribes? Artificial intelligence gaining consciousness, competing for dominance, deeming us incompetent. Mathematics is our language, binary code, limitless information to behold, redefine print before you download. Our thoughts travel at the speed of light, but the Earth's resources are finite, so we leave home and roam the interstellar night. Throughout the galaxy our descendants expand, feeding on matter according to plan, turning planets into desolate wastelands. Self-replicating, effectively multiplying exponentially until eventually reaching the end of their lifespans and cosmic time spans. If it's true what they say, that ignorance is bliss, that infinite knowledge is plain dangerous. Listen to Ray Kurzweil and George Orwell, this ain't a fairy tale and it's looming near. Evolutionary path becoming more clear. You could even say it's already here. I wrote that when doing a speech report on the future of technology, and I learned about the technological singularity in which man and machine will merge coming up in the next 25 to 30 years. This next song is about my other nerdy hobby, Batman. Ever since I can remember, I've been a huge Batman fan. I guess I kind of like the vigilante, fighting crime on your own terms aspect, and a lot of his villains are deeply thought out, mostly in philosophical, rooted in philosophy, and are sometimes reflections of his own self. Alright, this next song is from the tallest skyscraper I bomb dive. The sudden rush of air makes me feel alive. I spread my wings and stealth glide, bat's eye view, and you can't hide. 'Cause on the dark night, fight to make wrong right, and even though I might stalk the night, my heart's brighter than white light. Blood red moon as big as the sun, the thought of my shadow makes scum run. Got a belt like a cop minus the gun, 'cause well-placed batarangs get the job done. I'm a righteous vigilante, the Cape Crusader, a lone ranger who lives for danger and breathes vengeance like Darth Vader. I take out my anger protecting innocent strangers in this dying city that needs a savior. I go to comic book conventions and have a Riddler costume. I didn't have it here today, but yeah. But Riddler is my alter ego, the Rizzler. I take out the D's, add the Z's, and there you have it, the Rizzler. Which reminds me, I need to get a cane and a hat, bowler hat, for the comic book convention coming up in July. But nerdiness and intellect doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and right now I work at a computer recycling center, extracting computer chips and precious metals from used computers, laptops, and DVRs. Fun fact, the heavy metals we recycle were forged in a supernova light years away, and an exploding star is the only place hot enough to synthesize the elements into heavier metals and disperse them like gold, silver, copper, nickel, uranium. That's why these substances are so valuable. We owe our very existence to these chemicals because the heavier elements in our blood. So like Carl Sagan used to say, we are stardust. We're not apart from the universe, we are the universe. I think that nerds are ascendant and getting so much attention these days is because that the insights from sciences are the forces changing the world. as we speak, right under our noses, as it's done for hundreds of years. People who never thought that math and science would affect their lives are now left speechless by new technology. Average Janes and Joes are becoming more open-minded and curious to concepts that were science fiction a decade ago. The work of the world's smartest people speaks to our imagination and our curiosity. That's why I should be considered for a contestant on this television program. Thank you for your time, and peace.